What I'm trying to say in the final analysis, once we take control of ourselves, we have to stop being imitators and be innovators. And realize we've got a continent 12 million square miles. Wherever our bodies are on the face of this earth, our cultural and political heartbeat is in Africa. Whether you ever go to Africa or not, that is your home, that is the home of your spirit, and that is the heart and meaning and definition of your commitment. And none of us, any place in the world, will be free until that continent is free.
The Masi Warrior Clan was created because myself and others like Brother Nahisi saw a need for a young African group to analyze information concerning the African phenomena with no bias, with rigor, and with scholarship. We created the Masi Warrior Clan for the purpose of being an expert research team, of being a team that produced products, a team that was capable of producing products for African people globally to dispel myths, rumors, and provide them with accurate scholarship.
line it up. And he was like, I don't debate y'all. Y'all too disrespectful. Aboriginal Power won't even debate Sean because he too disrespectful.
He is though. No, he really is though. I can't really like you, bro. You cool. Not a coincidence. I actually chop it up with but niggas that come off too heated and disrespectful, like I said, I'll debate you, bro. But we gotta get in the ring first. If you want to be disrespectful like that, at least disrespect me in the ring, bro. Let's start now, bro. Can you disrespect me in a cage, bro? Like, I'd rather just do that. Then we go straight from the cage. You know what I mean? Put your ice on the way to the motherfucking computer, and we'll debate directly after that, nigga. Shit.
That's why I don't need these. Fucking with the nigga and shit. You feel me? Like, my it's like, wait, bro, talk like that, man. We gotta get face to face with you to talk to you like that, my nigga.
Yeah, Peanut. You feel me? Go ahead, I got my brother already. Peanut, what's the word, my brother? What's the champ?
Yeah, I appreciate you, man, but Lucky, let me say this, man. First of all, I'm an older brother. I'm young in spirit as I stay in shape. But I'm older. I deserve respect. Don't lie on me. You're not going to get nowhere lying, because that's what's going to make you fall face first. Second of all, I'm well known in the Pan-African community. I'm not nobody new. You're younger than me. You don't know this. I didn't put in work and expose Rob Bourne, Sutek, any of them people over there. They know it deep down inside. And I'm gonna be long-winded. I'm a Moorish American. I already had back and forth with them dude. They erase videos. I'm not running from anybody. Don't ever say that stupid shit again. Third, and last but not least, I'm not losing no debate to no Pan-African. So don't ever say that shit again, famo. And that's it. Appreciate y'all, man.
You heard it. If Sean P want to debate, tell him to debate the champ over here, right?
Sutek wanted so this like it's a pecking order. It's a pecking. So Sean want you and Sutek want him. You say PMF ain't
It's no problem. It's no problem, man. Let's set up a Sutek debate, man. I don't like him anyway.
Okay, so I love that son, brother. I love that warrior mentality.
That's one. I love to tell Sutek. Tell me. There ain't nothing. My champ always in the chat. Have him pop in. We'll set a topic. We'll set a date. We'll make it pay-per-view. We'll chop it up behind the scenes. I get their contact. We make it work. You know? So, right here. He ain't ducking no phase, bro.
But that's what I'm saying. He do this over here on y'all channel, but then when we get in other
hey, alright, I will block your ass, nigga, because I'm well known for disrupting them chats over there. Nigga, stop fucking lying, nigga. You a goofy, nigga. I would never let a lame ass nigga around me in my face, clown.
You gonna block me and I don't be.
It ain't no time I ain't ever been on the Pan-African channel and made my impact. Stop lying. I'm a real man, bro. Stop lying, fam. Don't do PNF like that.
PNF, he trying to trigger you, brother.
Word the fuck up.
But listen, he did that to me, talking about, word on the street, I'm ducking from John P. I've never even had but one conversation with this little disrespectful motherfucker.
Oh, okay, yeah, he a little hot. He like that.
So he like...
Y'all find an African in my fucking family, but y'all ain't find your own genealogy. Shut the fuck up. That don't make sense, for one. Listen, y'all don't know what y'all did.
I don't feel like you standing on business.
Y'all lied on me, because y'all don't even know if that's me. And if y'all can trace that shit back to it's me, it's only 2 people in YouTube that got my information.
Yeah, he died by his own genealogy. You ain't an Indian, you ain't got a lot of meat. Half of this track, best believe you lose a lot of sleep. Probably because you made it up to us honestly. You ain't a Cherokee, you ain't a Chickasaw, you ain't a Blackfoot, nigga get lost. You just a fool with low comprehension. So I gotta come through with the henchmen. NAC, Sean P, Shy Son, Lucky. Don't forget Jay, got no time to play. Caught an ABO slipping with his genealogy. Now he's a con and I ain't talking about a singer. I'm coming for the top ABO leader. He ain't a teacher, he's a preacher. He can't keep up, so we leave him. Yeah, he died by his own genealogy. You ain't an Indian, you ain't got a lot of me. Half of the track, best believe you lose a lot of sleep. Probably because you made it up to us possibly. You ain't a Cherokee, you ain't a Chickasaw, you ain't a Blackfoot. Nigga, get lost. You just a fool with low comprehension. So I gotta come through with the henchmen. NAC, Sean P, Shy Son, Lucky. Don't forget Jay, got no time to play. Caught an ABO slipping off his genealogy. Now he's a con. OTK, TKO. Now he's a con. OTK, you died. TKO genealogy.
From Africa, but they will be able to tell you about Africa. They wouldn't be vaguely saying they from Africa, brother. Like when a European says I'm from Europe, he doesn't say I'm from Europe. He says I'm from Germany. I'm from a particular province. I still got people out there, right? You know, when people say hold on. When people say they from Asia, they tell you whereabout from Asia they from. They tell you their province. They tell you they still got people out there. These people will confirm that they are indeed a part of their heritage. But you niggas was calling y'all African? Oh, mysteriously, you have no contact with the people you say you descend from. So I don't believe you. Bro.
Hating Africa and hating the African, we ended up even hating ourselves without even realizing it. Because you can't hate the roots of a tree and not hate the tree. The roots of a tree and not hate the tree.
You ain't no Indian, please try again. Everybody know you's an African. And Malcolm X said, you can't hate the root without hating the tree. Now take a look at you, you's a wannabe Cherokee. And I told you before, you need some therapy. And why you never show the genealogy? You owe your ancestors an apology. And you know they turning over inside of their graves just because you don't wanna come from a slave. So you gotta take this whip in. I caught another ABO slipping. Caught another ABO slipping. Caught another ABO slipping. Caught another ABO. Caught another ABO. Caught another ABO slipping. Ay. Caught another ABO slipping. Ay. Caught another ABO slipping. Ay. Caught another ABO. Caught another. Let's go. Caught another ABO slipping. Caught another ABO slipping. Caught another ABO slipping. Caught another ABO. Caught another ABO. Caught another ABO slipping. Yo, check this out, man. You wasn't already here, man. Dane Calloway lied to you, man. The research guy lied to you, man. Karimio lied to you, man. Your ancestors come from Africa, whether you like it or not. So no matter what you do, no matter what you say, you will always be an African. You can't deny the facts. You can't deny the evidence. You can't deny the genealogy. You can't deny the DNA. You can't deny it, man. Whether you like it or not, you are African. Caught an ABO slipping. That's all we do. That's all we do. Let's go.
Got some dewy-eyed thing that you got a friend. I still ask you to look at that mirror. And if nothing's staring back at you is friendly, then you've got no friend.
It's your boy Sean P in the place to be, man. Like the show, share the show. Tell a friend, we're live, man. Peace to everybody in the chat. I see we got Sister LaDosha. What's going on? Cleveland's finest. I don't know who Hustle Network is, but he chatting away. Midwest, Teddy. We got six-headed ass Mika in the chat. I don't know if she still is. We got K Pretty in the building. We even got that sucker original one. He was here earlier talking about if no one in Africa is older, then it's American. Case closed. So let's deal with this real quick before we get into the show. Look at the logic. It's illogical right here. This is an illogical statement. If no one in Africa is older than it's American. If A00 is American, then you wouldn't find it in the MBO. If A00 is American, then you would find other people around South Carolina that's close to Albert Perry that would have it. Albert Perry was a slave. He was a descendant of people that came from Africa. Process that. There's no hominids, there's no archaic humans that are 300,000 years old in America. You ain't even got an archaic human that is 40,000 years old. You ain't even got bones 30,000 years old. You ain't even got any that is 25,000 years old. And we talking why? So we talking the male. See, that's why they knew where to go. People don't understand the assignment. So when you say stupid shit like this, you don't understand the assignment. Our ballot is in the building. Peace to you. Let me play this clip real quick, man. Other people are coming in. The link is pinned. This is an open panel. I'm not making it all about Albert Perry, but I'm gonna get my 1-2 off. I'm really looking for a lot of these people that are online that like to talk about me, but can't face me. Yeah, I'm talking about all the people that be in them ABO groups. You know what I'm saying? Changing your rules up. Got a lot to say, but you can't face me and you can't source up. I'm talking about people on the internet. I got my name in your mouth, but you can't face me. I'm talking about the Ling-Lings of the world. I'm talking about the Yodis of the world. Nah, Yodi he ain't disrespectful with his bullshit. He just kind of slow. I'm talking about all of y'all. I come directly at y'all. Anytime anytime that I'm doing anything, if I got a post or anything like that, I tag you suckers. I let you know I'm talking directly to you. I don't talk around you. I talk directly to you. Ling, you tag me in every post you make, and it be silly, cartoonish foolishness. And it be some old chat GPT something. You'll take something that somebody said and try to put it in the chat GPT, and then maneuver a word around to get it to run a marathon to try to help you in support of what it is that you're feeling. However, that's not how that works. See, what y'all fail to realize is chat GPT and Google are search engine tools. They're not actual facts. You have to go read the sources provided by the Google search and chat GPT to understand more, because if you dive deeper, chat GPT is then only going to give you a limited amount of information, but it's going to give you the sources, and you got to go deeper than that. You got to cross-reference what it's saying. It's not perfect. It's not there yet. It's not intelligent. It doesn't know everything. It's trying to take in things. That's why, we'll grab a source from an article written on a subject matter that ain't really just in the search engine and people have looked for it, it'll pop up under the circumstance of what it is you're searching for with no accredited sources attached to it. But it's just a link that's online. That let me know that y'all don't know how to look at that. But let me get directly into this bill, man. I want y'all to hear this shit. So this was the after show. I think Lucky played it to a degree. Hold on, you know. But I'm finna play it because I want y'all to hear this one part. Shout out to YK too, because he the only one up there. Lex Vortex crazy. Man, don't make me pull up on you again, dog. Don't make me pull up on you again, dog. Up there saying that old pseudo ass shit you were saying, bro. You supposed to be better than that. You try to sit there and insinuate. Trying to demonize it because you religious as hell.
If you want to be, hold on, but hold. So let me direct my question to you then. Okay, just let me direct my question to you, and I'm gonna move on. I'm gonna mute my mic. Let me direct my question, and let me emphatically say what I'm gonna say, and you can answer it. You can answer it. You can answer it. Okay. If Albert Perry DNA is over 340,000 years, what DNA that you sold from Cameroon can match that, or is older than that, for it to be for his haplogroup to move from AOO all the way to AOA? You tell me. Okay, tell me what Cameroon haplogroup is older than Albert Perry DNA.
Down. I know what you're saying.
Okay, go ahead. All right, go ahead.
So basically, Lucky already showed all the DNA matches of Albert Perry in Cameroon, brother. Thousands of years DNA studies. It's not in America. Show me one source that dosage scientific that said Albert Perry's DNA evidence is in America. Not
my nigga.
By the way, Dosey got a whole slide. Y'all remember I showed y'all. Dosey got a whole slide that says Albert Perry origins is undetermined. Look at what they doing on the panel. Now I'm gonna replay this again. Let me take it back. Like I said, shout out to YK. But just listen.
Hey, what I'm gonna say, and you can answer it. Panel, go do it. I mean, do it.
You want to have a soliloquy, man. Like I said, if you voted for Dulcie, you voted for DNA, man. She did 3 rounds talking about the out of Africa theory. That wasn't even a debate topic. But none of you guys said a word about that.
Okay, YK. All right. Since you want to talk, since you want to be, hold on, but hold. So let me direct my question to you then. Okay, just let me direct my question to you, and I'm gonna move on. I'm gonna mute my mic. Let me direct my question, and let me emphatically say what I'm gonna say, and you can answer it. You can answer it. You can answer it. Okay. If Albert Perry DNA is over 340,000 years, what DNA that you sold from Cameroon can match that, or is older than that, for it to be for his haplogroup to move from AOO all the way to AOA? You tell me. Okay, tell me what Cameroon haplogroup is older than Albert Perry DNA.
Down. I know what you're saying.
Okay, go ahead. All right, go ahead.
So basically, Lucky already showed all the DNA matches of Albert Perry in Cameroon, brother. Thousands of years DNA studies. It's not in America. Show me one source that dosage scientific that said Albert Perry's DNA evidence is in America. Not
my nigga.
I'm not.
If Albert Perry DNA is in South Carolina, there's other people in South Carolina who got that same DNA he got.
There is no one in South Carolina that, outside of Albert Perry and Albert Perry's son or grandson, I think it's a grandson, that has A00. There's no one else. There's no one else. There's no other people unrelated to Albert Perry. So when he said that, It made absolutely no sense. Because guess what? A00 origins remains unknown according to Dosey. So how could they be American? But according to Lucky, he showed you the evidence. So let's get into our discussion. Let's start with just a basic little article for 2013. All righty. The DNA of Albert Perry may change the story of human origins. Perry was an African American born into slavery in South Carolina. An analysis of DNA of his descendants produced results that came as quite a surprise and have raised questions for geneticists around the world. It turns out that Perry carried a very different type of Y chromosome never seen before. Every male has a Y chromosome, which is a piece of DNA inherited by sons from their fathers. But unlike most DNA, the Y chromosome is not shuffled as it passed down and changes only slowly through mutation. Tracking these mutations allows scientists to create a genetic tree of fathers and sons going back through time. As a man may have several sons or known some branches of the genetic tree die out over each generation, while others become more common. Going back through time, it is therefore inevitable that all modern Y chromosomes must descend from one man at some point in the past. He has become known as Y chromosomal Adam. This Adam was not the first man or the only man from his time to contribute to modern human DNA. It is just that, by chance, his Y chromosome was the only one to survive until today. What is surprising about Perry's Y chromosome is that it did not descend from Y chromosomal atoms, or rather than the established Adam has lost his title to a new Adam further back in time, where Perry's branch split from the tree, see the figure, while the former Adams estimate to have lived around 200,000 years ago, and revised one is thought to be about 338,000 years. Here you go. To find where Perry's Y chromosome may have come from, samples from around Africa were tested. Why come samples around South Carolina wasn't tested? They were doing DNA tests. Several more from Perry's branch were found amongst the Imbo people of Cameroon. So, can this tell us anything about human origins? Central Africa contains Y chromosomes from both Perry's branch and the former Adams. So, this is for the people that have a problem listening. Central Africa has both A00 Y chromosome coming from Perry and the former Adam. This suggests that our revised Adam may have lived in Central Africa. The oldest known modern human bones are from East Africa. But if Adam lived in Central Africa, does that mean that modern humans may have originated there? Again, it is hard to say. By looking further into genetics of modern people, the picture became even more complex. It so happens that just like the Y chromosome is passed down only from father to son, there is a piece of DNA which sits in a different part of the cell called mitochondria. That is passed down only from mother to children. Tracing back this DNA in a similar way leads us to mitochondrial Eve, estimated around 190,000 years ago. Even possibly lived in southeastern Africa. But modern humans have DNA from both Adam and Eve. Despite these apparent contradictions, it is possible that modern humans descend from a single localized population, and the geographical differences in diversity today are due to the spread and extinction of the intervening years. But it could also be that many of the genetic and cultural ingredients that produce modern humans existed in different parts of Africa, drifting and spreading until they came together, and by a mixture of luck and natural selection became a combination that would outcompete their relatives to spread the rest of the world. One way or another, Around 200,000 years ago, bones appeared that are indistinguishable from today's, but that is 140,000 years later than the estimated age of New Adam, leading to the question, where was he even human? Answering this tricky question, there is no single moment when he became human, but rather a gradual process. On an evolutionary time scale, Adam was very recent. And even if he was not anatomically modern, he could probably walk down the street today without raising too many eyebrows. Given the scarcity of Perry's branch and the lack of diversity within it, it is also possible that the revised Adam could have been an ancestor of two subspecies or even species. Could one have become modern humans and had become established and started to spread? They should meet and interbreed. Like all other close relatives, their cousins eventually disappear, but maybe they left traces such as the Perry's Y chromosome in the modern gene pool. This may sound shocking, but it would not be unprecedented. When modern humans spread from Africa to Eurasia, they met another cousin, the Neanderthal. Fossils with features from both species have long caused debate, and recently genetic evidence has suggested that today's non-Africans owe 1 to 4% of their ancestry to such interbreeding. Although no Y chromosomes have yet been identified, so like many discoveries, Perry's Y raises more questions than answers. It would doubtless be fascinating to watch our understanding evolve as genetics of more individuals, modern and ancient, for more locations. This article is from 2013. Albert Perry's DNA, this is from 2025. Albert Perry's DNA challenged long-standing assumptions about human history. His Y chromosome inherited through paternal line revealed an unexpected genetic information that reshaped scientists' understanding of the male lineage and evolution. This discovery led to a deeper investigation into chromosomal inheritance, uncovering new insights about ancient and recent genetic markers. For decades, the Y chromosome studies provided a window into the deep human ancestry. Unlike other genetic material, the Y chromosome passed almost unchanged from father to son, with occasional mutations serving as molecular timestamps that help trace paternal lineages. The prevailing model suggested all modern human Y chromosome descended from a single ancestor, Y chromosomal Adam, who lived 200,000 or 300,000 years ago. However, Albert Perry's chromosome introduced an anomaly, suggesting a lineage that diverged much earlier than previously recognized. Perry's genetic material contained variations that did not align with the Y chromosomal haplogroup. The genetic branches defined in paternal ancestry. His lineage appeared to have split from all other modern Y chromosomes 300,000 years ago. This finding implied greater genetic diversity in early human populations than previously assumed, raising questions about ancient human group structures and interactions. If Perry's lineage represented the surviving remnant of the ancient population, it would suggest multiple deeply divergent Y chromosomal lineages coexisted before one became dominant. This discovery suggested the genetic history of human males was more complex than previously thought. Fossil evidence indicates anatomically modern humans coexisted with the hominid species such as Homo heidelbergensis. I said the name wrong. And archaic Homo sapiens a significant period. If interbreeding occurred, it would have been introduced in the gene pool, highly divergent Y chromosomal lineages into the modern gene pool, explaining the unexpected findings in Perry's DNA. The findings from Albert Perry's Y chromosome prompted a reassessment of how genetic sequencing traces human history. Traditional phylogenetic models relied on well-established Y chromosomal haplogroups constructed through decades of research. However, Perry's DNA presented mutations that did not fit into the existing structure, necessitating deeper analysis using high-resolution sequencing technologies. Whole genome sequencing and advanced computational methods revealed previously undetected patterns of divergence, reshaping the understanding of paternal lineage evolution. Sophisticated sequencing techniques such as next-generation sequencing, single molecule real-time sequencing allow scientists to examine genetic variations with unprecedented precision. These methods identify rare mutations overlooked in earlier studies, providing a more detailed view of Y chromosomal diversity. Perry's lineage contained singular nucleotide polymorphisms that diverge significantly from all known haplos, suggesting an ancient separation from other human populations. This indicated conventional models and underestimated the complexity of early human migration and genetic mixing, requiring a revision of the Y chromosomal phylogenetic tree. As sequencing efforts expanded, researchers found additional cases highly divergent Y chromosome in isolated populations, reinforcing the idea that Perry was not an isolated anomaly. These findings highlighted the limitations prior sampling methods, which focused predominantly on well-documented genetics, including previously unexamined populations reveal greater human ancestry heterogeneity, with multiple deep-rooted lineages persisting in specific regions. This discovery underscored the importance of broadening genetic studies to incorporate underrepresented groups for more of a comprehensive understanding of human evolutionary history. So, A1, why come you can't find A00 in any other people in South Carolina? YK from South Carolina, so it would serve him well. Genetic markers provide a detailed map of ancestral inheritance, distinguishing ancient divergences from more recent developments, while ABO Perry's Y chromosome initially appeared to represent an extraordinarily ancient lineage. Further examinations revealed genetic signatures suggesting a more intricate narrative. Specific SNPs within his genome exhibited patterns consistent with the relative recent genetic mixing, implying that despite its deep divergence, his lineage had not remained entirely isolated. These SNPs, which accumulate over generations, are at measurable rates, provided a molecular clock indicating interactions with other human populations within the past several thousand years ago. Microsatellite variations further reinforce this interpretation. Unlike the SNPs, which represented a single base change DNA, microsatellites consist of short repeating sequences that mutate more frequently. Their instability makes them valuable for detecting recent genetic shifts. Perry's Y chromosome contained microsatellite changes aligning with known human migration patterns and regional genetic drift, suggesting his paternal lineage experienced gene flow with neighboring populations. This contradicted the idea that his lineage had remained in complete genetic isolation, instead pointing to intermediate interactions with shaping its genetic makeup. Mitochondrial DNA comparison provided additional context as maternal lineage markers revealed historical patterns of interbreeding and demographic shifts. While Perry's Y chromosome belonged to an exceptionally divergent branch, his mitochondrial DNA showed affinities with more commonly studied haplogroups, indicating ancestral mixing with other human populations. This aligns with known instances of genetic assimilation where deeply divergent paternal lineages persist with broader populations while undergoing some genetic exchange. The existence of such hybridization events underscores the dynamic nature of human ancestry, where the ancient lineages survive alongside more recent genetic influences. The study of the Y chromosomal haplogroups has revealed a complex web of male ancestry. It's coming down to the end. Male ancestry. Well, I'll stop it. Oops. Oh, there I go. Shaped by migration, isolation, and genetic drift, these haplogroups defined by distinctive mutations that accumulate over generations provide a genetic roadmap tracing human movement across the continents. While some haplogroups are widespread due to historical expansion, others remain localized, reflecting ancient population structures that persisted despite waves of migration. Their distribution offers insight into how human populations adapted to different environments while maintaining genetic distinctions. Certain haplogroups are strongly associated with major historical events. For example, haplogroup R1b dominates Western Europe, a legacy of prehistoric migration, later Bronze Age expansion, in contrast with haplogroup O is prevalent in East Asia, reflecting deep population continuity and agriculture-driven population booms. Some haplogroups, such as EM2 in sub-Saharan Africa, illustrate the rich genetic diversity of the continent, which has the deepest Y chromosome. Listen to this one more time. What has the deepest Y chromosomal lineages? EM2 illustrates a rich genetic diversity on the continent. What continent? Africa, which has the deepest Y chromosomal lineages due to its status as the origin of modern humans. So when people are running around here saying the origins are in America, no. The deepest Y chromosomal lineages due to its status as the origin of modern humans is on the continent of Africa. The presence of rare haplogroups in remote regions further underscores the role of geographic isolation in preserving genetic uniqueness. Don't listen to me. I'm going to put you on game because I know how y'all get. Like I said, the link is in the chat too. Mr. Big, Mr. Big. They call him Mr. Big.
Michael Hammer is a genetics professor and researcher at Arizona State University in Tempe. AZPM 2017, Michael Hammer, The Gene Detective Story. Quote, he's a geneticist and has spent decades piecing together the history of human evolution, end quote. Quote, I think I was just motivated by genuine curiosity as to how did this all come to be in terms of being human beings. How are we different from other species, end quote, Michael Hammer. In 2005, Hammer put out a paper with fellow geneticist Jeffrey D. Wall, Genetic Evidence for Archaic Admixture in Africa. From the paper, recent work suggests that an as of yet unidentified archaic African population contributed to at least 5% of the modern West African gene pools, respectively. Hammer, from his 2011 paper, our results allow us to infer that contemporary African populations contain a small proportion of genetic material, around 2%, that intergressed around 35,000 years ago. Continuing, that archaic population split from the ancestors of anatomically modern humans around 700,000 years ago. Hammer even mapped out human subspecies as shown on this graph he frequently used in presentations. In 2010, he and his team of lab researchers at ASU were brought in to investigate a strange anomaly from a DNA testing company. The team very shortly after made an amazing discovery. And then suddenly, in 2015, it all came to an end. The project was shut down. Did Hammer and his team get a little too close to solving an ancient enigma of human origins? Definition. A haplotype is simply a group of individuals who share the same genetic mutation in their gene code, a switch of a single nucleotide polymorphism. SNPs are the famous GTCNA, guanine, thymine, cytosine, and adenine. As we remember from basic biology class, a mutation caused by either natural selection or genetic drift can create a different sequence. Mutations lead to variation, isolation, and eventually full speciation. A00 haplotype. SLU EDU News 2020. A00 is best documented among the Embo and Bangla ethnic groups. Continuing, A00 is a deeply divergent haplogroup, having split from all other known human lineages ethnic groups. News 2020. A00 is best documented among the Embo and Bangwa ethnic groups. Continuing, A00 is a deeply divergent haplogroup, having split from all other known human lineages about 300 to 200,000 years ago. Quote, our analysis indicates deep human lineages which diverge from each other between about 250,000 and 200,000 years ago, including a deeply splitting ghost modern human lineage, end quote, said David Reich of Harvard Medical School. The Albert Perry Mystery. In 2012, an African for testing. One sample was from her cousin, who was the grandson of a famous South Carolina slave named Albert Perry. That sample came back undetermined. They assigned the sequence to a new haplotype, A00. A00 is a subset of the rare A0 haplotype. Hammer's team had traced the DNA sequence back to a small village in western Cameroon. They then set up an on-site team in the village. The team took swab samples from 180 male villagers. 11 of the men of Embo tested positive as A00. And some of the men showed.
One more time. You remember what the retarded one said? Albert Perry's got the oldest, yada, 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 whatever. And then he said other people got it in South Carolina, which he don't have the evidence for that. But guess where you got it at?
And some of the men showed striking archaic facial morphology, including a slope.
I'll give it to him again. Give it to him. They weren't listening.
11 of the men of Embo tested positive as A00. And some of the men showed striking archaic facial morphology, including a sloping forehead, prognathism, and thick eyebrow ridges. Living archaic humans in West Africa? Dr. Hammer presented his findings to Carta at UCSD in 2013. Quote, we discovered a very ancient and rare Y chromosome. Well, this particular lineage was discovered in an African-American man from South Carolina who submitted his DNA, was very unusual, did not fit on the tree, end quote. Continuing, quote, interestingly, when we did extensive Y chromosome searches in the database, we were fortunate. In Africa, there were 11 that seemed to be related to this chromosome. Continuing, quote, it turns out all 11 come from this tiny region of Western Cameroon from a farming group called the Embo, end quote. Other papers released in subsequent years would back much of Hammer's findings. A paper was published in 2020 on the Y chromosome in African men that confirmed Hammer's results. The paper had over 30 co-authors, many top names in the field of genetics. Y chromosome lineages in men of West African descent. Abstract. We typed Y chromosome specific markers in 1,319 men consisting of 508 West and Central Africans. Analysis provides support for significant Grain Coast ancestry among African American men in South Carolina. Michael Hammer, top of the field in genetics, then tragedy strikes. In the mid-2000s, the strange hobbits, Homo floresiensis, were announced. In 2010, Svante Pääbo had announced Neanderthal DNA admixture confirmed in the European genome. Hammer's paper was released in 2013. DNA analysis finds that early Homo sapiens mated with other human species. As a rival geneticist described it, quote, "The media went wild," end quote, over Hammer's findings. Dr. Hammer and his team had made the discovery of a lifetime, hard evidence of remnants of an archaic human population living in Africa. Hammer seemed destined for a Nobel Prize. In 2015, Dr. Hammer and his wife suffered a horrible personal tragedy. Their teenage daughter had an epileptic seizure and passed away. Dr. Hammer pulled back from the study of human origins. He dedicated his career to finding a cure for rare diseases in children. But at the same time, others were working behind the scenes to discredit his genetics work on Africa. By the mid-2010s, the political climate had shifted dramatically. Evidence-based science had given way to the social justice agenda. Africans and African Americans admixed with a more primitive species did not fit the narrative of the woke left. The left anthropology community pushed back especially hard on anyone who suggested Africans had admixture from a primitive hominid species. In 2014, a paper was put out that aimed to debunk the Albert Perry A00 hypothesis. It is this paper that comes up on top in search engines for anyone looking for information on A00 haplogroup. Hammer's research, as well as other information on archaic hominid DNA admixture in Africans, is much further down in the searches. But it turns out the rival geneticist, whose paper garners all the attention, has quite a shady past. More to come.
And this a summary done by this dude, man. He did a good job. He had some work in here that aligns, and even some updated sources that support. But you know, I did that for like the slow people. I ain't calling them slow. I did that for like people that just really don't understand the argument, right? Like they just want to sit here and go back and forth and say, well, Albert Perry haplogroup is the oldest, or Albert Perry's A00 is the oldest, and it was found in America. However, if Albert Perry's is old and you're saying it has American origins, well, where are the other people who have A00? You find none. There's no other people that were around the time that Albert Perry was living and before he died that have A00. There's other people in South Carolina that are doing DNA tests. His damn cousin is a genealogist. She does genealogy and she recommends the testing. She got all those people tested. Peanut King, nope, FBA don't know none of them. Yeah, they slow. But I'm talking to ABOs right now. So when when you have an exchange like this, what this does is it tells me that someone lacks the integrity to understand properly what the evidence is saying.
They changed it. That's why Lucky kept showing that little tree from the A. It was AWO, and then his shit went all the way down to AOOA. His is the oldest. How you gonna move his shit all the way down?
Why we didn't see nobody in the
my nigga, mute your mic, bro. We don't
Hold on.
Niggas is out.
Hold on. Let's let YK rebuttal.
YK is the only person on the panel against all of y'all that support Dulcinea, and y'all got a problem with him. Now you done call YK the ops because he calling y'all out, and he's saying the same thing we've been saying. If A00 has American origins, why no one else in America has it? You don't have no hominids here in America. Y'all don't even know how to read the phylogenetic tree. Lucky broke it down time and time again in the debate. I'm going to show y'all.
On behalf of Lucky.
No, I want to hear Lucky rebuttal. I don't want to hear YK when he's part of the debate.
Lucky not up here, brother. Lucky not up
here. Okay, well, until he get up here. Well, I don't want to hear nothing YK got to say.
Well, listen, A1, respectfully, everybody going to get a chance.
All right, my bad. Go ahead. It's your panel. Go ahead, do it. I mean, do it.
You want to have a soliloquy, man. Like I said, if you voted for Dulcie, you voted for DNA, man. She did 3 rounds talking about the out of Africa theory. That wasn't even a debate topic, but none of you guys said a word about that.
Okay, YK. All right. Since you want to talk, since you want to be, hold on, but hold. So let me direct the comment. Let me direct my question to you then. Okay, just let me direct my question to you, and I'm gonna move on. I'm gonna mute my mic. Let me direct my question and let me emphatically say what I'm gonna say, and you can answer it. You can answer it. You can answer it. Okay. If Albert Perry DNA is over 340,000 years, what DNA that you showed from Cameroon can match that, or is older than that, for it to be for his look for his haplogroup to move from AOO all the way to AOOA. You tell me. Tell me what Cameroon haplogroup is older than Albert Perry.
I know what you're saying.
Okay, go ahead. All right, go ahead.
So basically, Lucky already showed all the DNA matches of Albert Perry in Cameroon, brother. Thousands of years DNA studies. It's not in America. Show me one source that those scientific that said Albert Perry's DNA evidence is in America. Not
my nigga.
I'm not.
If Albert Perry DNA is in South Carolina, there's other people in South Carolina who got that same DNA he got.
A1, let him finish, brother, so we can.
Well, we don't have proof that
so
he's
actually. Let me finish, bro. Then you could go in. I'll mute my mic. So what I'm saying is, how come Albert Perry DNA is matched to niggas in Africa and not the motherfuckers here in America, bro? Because the DNA of y'all niggas.
Because they wanted it to be matched over there.
They wanted it to be matched to some slavery.
So it's denialism, right?
Bro, that's not denialism, dude.
Stop it.
Let me cook you right quick.
If Albert Perry,
he killed them by himself. So let me show y'all. I'm gonna show y'all because people didn't catch it. They will never catch it because they have a confirmation bias, right? They definitely don't want to get into it. But I'm gonna help y'all out. Let me see if y'all can hear this. Come on, phone. Nope, y'all can't hear it. Let me stop. me reshare. Oh boy. Like I said, the link pinned to the show. So anybody that wanna, you know what I'm saying, get into whatever it is you want to get into, we can deal with it. This is the second time that he showed his tree, by the way. He did it in his first round. So I'm gonna go back to his first round.
AOOB A4987. AOOB A4985 986. That's gonna be this line. When they put the 5 and they dash it and they run it all the way, that's dashing it all the way to 92. 95. So I'm sitting up here telling you this line right here, AOOB. These are the modern MBOs further down, right? AOO, Albert Perry, descends from the older AOO, Shumlanka, right? So what we got here is a St. Leo University nature study. The first ancient DNA from West Africa illuminates the deep human.
Y'all missed that.
AOOB A4987.
Y'all missed it again. This is where the debate is over. There's no talking no more. The debate is over right here.
There has been 174 MBO males tested, 67 Bangwa males tested, with a 40% frequency of them finding A00 in the Bangwa people of Cameroon. They find it at 6.3% in the MBO. They've taken 174 male samples from one tribe, 67 male samples from that tribe. This is important. The subgroups, the AOO chromosome found in the MBO were later classified as a subgroup AOOB. Right? That's what I just showed.
Pause. The AOO chromosomes found in MBO populations were later classified as a distinct subgroup designated to AOOB, A-A4987, separate from the A000A subgroup identified in African American lineage of Albert Perry. This discovery of multiple sub-branches within Cameroon further supports the hypothesis that this region is the center of origin and diversity for the haplogroup. The conversation is over, but go ahead, Lucky.
AOOB A4987. AOOB A4985 986. That's going to be this line.
So what he just read on the previous page, he's showing you. He go to Cameroonians. He go to AOOB. He go to AOOA. Then he gonna walk it back and show you the ancestors. He gonna walk you all the way to Shumlanka. The people don't understand the reason that he's walking you back to Shumlanka is because that's the site where they found the kids. They date back 8,000 years. While you got fools over here arguing that Albert Perry shit been in America, we over here at a site that's over 8,000 years old where we can find the origin. And that's why I kept telling y'all there's two specific sites. You got the Shumlanka site and the Iwo Eleru sites. These two sites are showing you that we got people over here in small groups and populations. While everybody else going Egyptian crazy, West Africa was formulating something that was very significant in human history. And here we are, arguing over this again, settled science. But we arguing over it again because we can't find a place of origin for A00 in America. Because they think that, all right, Albert Perry is the oldest. Well, ain't none of y'all kin to Albert Perry. Ain't none of y'all even taking no DNA test. Y'all say the shit fake. Now y'all up here arguing with us over A00 with no understanding that there's an A00A, there's an A00B, there's an A00C, and then there's an A00 that predate all of that, which is the Sri Lanka. One more time, this is where Lucky ended the goddamn debate, and this is his first round.
Find it at 6.3% in the IMBO. They've taken 174 male samples from one tribe, 67 male samples from that tribe. This is important. The subgroups, the ABO chromosome found in the ABO, right? This is what I just showed. ABO A4987. ABO A4985, 986. That's going to be this line. When they put the 5 and they dash it and they run it all the way, that's dashing it all the way to 92. 95. So I'm sitting up here telling you this line right here, ABO. These are the modern IMBOs further down, right? ABO, Albert Perry, descends from the older ABO Sri Lanka. Right? So what we got here is a St. Leo University nature study. The first ancient DNA from West Africa illuminates the deep human past. Okay, a team of international researchers, which included a St. Louis University Madrid anthropologist, dug deep to find some of the oldest African DNA on record. The Sri Lanka rock shelter in Cameroon, home to ancient populations that bear little genetic resemblance to most people who live in the region today. That's right there. So guess what we got?
4 minutes and 55 seconds.
Perfect. So guess what we got here? So surprisingly, the ancient DNA sequence, they sequenced a full genome sequence. There was 18 individuals, right? From 8,000 years ago to 3,000 years ago. Okay. This was found and excavated in 1980, 1990. Okay. Very simple stuff here. So let's speed up. Bim, 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 bim. The surprising the ancient DNA sequence, 4 children, one pair buried 8,000 years ago, the other 3,000, right? The pair buried 8,000 years ago, they were related autosomally. That's going to be important here in a second. So this result suggests that the Bantu speakers, my fault, I jumped ahead. It reveals ancestry different from the Bantu today. Instead, they are closer to Central African hunter-gatherers. So these 8,000-year-old burials, the autosomal DNA is close to Central African gatherers. All right. So one of the sampled individuals, a male, carried the rare out of Cameroon today. AOO is best documented far from Sri Lanka. And this is the
y'all heard what he just said.
It's a deeply divergent
One of the sampled individuals, an adolescent male, carried a rare Y chromosome haplogroup A00, found almost nowhere outside Western Cameroon today. A00 is best documented among the Imbo and the Bangwa ethnic groups living not far from Sri Lanka. And this is the first time it has been seen in ancient DNA. This is before Albert Perry. A00 is deeply divergent haplogroup, having split from all other known human lineages about 300 to 200,000 years ago. This shows that this oldest known lineage of modern human males has been present in West Central Africa for more than 8,000 years and perhaps even longer. Don't get this confused with how they date how old A00 is. This is way before an Albert Perry is even discovered. And what the debate topic is about origins. So this one paragraph in this article that we all should have, but I got it in another video, and Lucky didn't provided it to y'all as well. This alone shows you, because the article is about the origins of A00, the whole article. At the end of the day, period, point blank, the science says the Sri Lanka site has A00 in it. Ben had it way before Perry. This is what I keep on saying. Way before Perry. Perry has ancestors. Perry is not the oldest person walking around on Earth. He's carrying archaic human. He's carrying DNA that goes back so far. So that means that Perry got this from his father. His father got this from his father. And then when you go back and you look at what was going on, and I do believe, not a coincidence, even showed y'all the video of his family members talking about it, they go back to Cameroon. This is not to support out of Africa. Let me reassert this. This is not to support out of Africa. Out of Africa was settled long ago. We're not dealing with out of Africa today. That's settled. We're dealing with something that people can't seem to fathom. And the science continue to develop and support, explain and strengthen. It did all of that. And it was just in the first round where he didn't even decide to play with her that he just went ahead and did the significance of the study.
1819 to 1827, right? This is from Menendez. This is what everybody is quoting, right? This is the thing, though. The phylogenetic tree we already understand. AOO is the oldest. So if AOO is the oldest, AOO would be, like I said, the most basal. Look at this. Look at the word. AOO holds the most basal chromosome lineage known to exist in the living humans. Okay. The evidence for the modern populations in Cameroon, there has been 174 embryo males tested, 67 bangwa males tested, with a 4% frequency of them finding A00 in the bangwa people of Cameroon. Find it at 6.3% in the Imbo. They've taken 174 male samples from one tribe, 67 male samples from that tribe. This is important. The subgroups, the AOO chromosome found in the Imbo were later classified as a subgroup AOOB, right? This is what I just showed. AOOB A4987. AOOB A4985 986. That's gonna be this line. When they put the 5 and they dash it and they run it all the way, that's dashing it all the way to 92. $95. So I'm sitting up here telling you this line right here, AOOB. These are the modern Imbos further down, right? AOO, Albert Perry, descends from the older AOO Shumlanka, right? So what we got here is a St. Leo University nature study. The first ancient DNA from West Africa illuminates the deep human past. Okay, a team of international researchers, which included a St. Louis University Madrid anthropologist, dug deep to find some of the oldest African DNA on record. The Shumlanka rock shelter in Cameroon, home to ancient populations that bear little genetic resemblance to most people who live in the region today. That's right there. So guess what we got?
4 minutes and 55 seconds.
Perfect. So guess what we got here? So surprisingly, the ancient DNA sequence, they sequenced a full genome sequence. There was 18 individuals, right? From 8,000 years ago to 3,000 years ago. Okay. This was found and excavated in 1980, 1990. Okay. Very simple stuff here. So let's speed up. Bim, 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 bim. The surprising the ancient DNA sequence from 4 children, 1 pair buried 8.
It is what it is at that point. So they sit here, they did and all the stuff that they saying, like the round. And when you go back and provided the study, provided the phylogenetic tree, gave you the answers to the test, walked it down, and then showed you where it is on the phylogenetic tree, and then y'all had a problem. Albert Perry don't predate no 8,000-year-old findings from the Shumlanka site. He don't. And y'all try to make it sound like something. Ain't no, why you can't find it nowhere else? What other people in America have A00? With the Y haplogroup of A00. What other people? You ain't got none. And plenty of black people taking tests. Hell, the ABOs, I don't even know why y'all trying to argue, over DNA. Y'all don't even want to take a DNA test. Won't y'all see if y'all got A00? Y'all claim that if Albert Perry shit always been here, y'all need to be taking DNA tests to support your argument. You know why you won't do it? Because it's going to make your ass African. And you know you don't predate the Shumlanka site. So what you saying, A1, you over there saying what Lucky didn't do. Lucky did exactly what he needed to do. He stayed on topic and he used the evidence and he showed you in his debate where A00 is found. And instead of arguing with y'all about the IMBO and all of that, he said, no, I'm just going to go to the Shumlanka site, which is the oldest site where A00 is found. And then we can build from there. Then I can walk you to the IMBO and the Bangwa people. Then we can go talk about some other places in Central America where it's at. So we ain't even trying to hear like none of that rhetoric that y'all talking about with no evidence, bro. Over there talking about what Lucky didn't do. He did it. He showed you the origins. Now, as it pertains to the FBA, that puts y'all in a critical spot. As it pertains to the ADOS and the ABOs, it puts y'all in a critical spot. He showed the branch. Yo, look how slow you sound. He showed a branch of A00. Yes, The branch with A00 on it has the Shumlaka site well before you get Albert Perry. Because the Shumlaka, they already had the evidence for the Shumlaka site back in 2011. They found the bodies. They sequencing. They did all of that already. They had this information. Original one, I don't know what to tell you, bro. But if you go dig up something and you got the evidence for it, and you've been having it, and it's dated back 8 to 10,000 years, and then all of a sudden something rare pops up in the Americas, and you compare them, and the next thing you know, they're on the same phylogenetic tree, and you see it walk down. What are you going to assume? Oh, this would, yes, it's the ancestral home for Albert Perry, Cameroon. You can't get around it. You can't find A00 in South Carolina anywhere else. You can't find it in North Carolina. You can't find it in Florida. You can't find it in the Caribbeans. You can't find it on anywhere else along the East Coast going up north. You can't find it anywhere in the Americas. Because if you could have found it, you would have already shown the Y haplogroup A00. Period, point blank. They didn't never say they never had seen into Albert Perry. Who said they said they never seen it until Albert Perry? That's how I know you're not even understanding the science. Let me pull this shit off of this dumbass nigga, man. You just didn't. You know what? You just doing exactly what YK said, bro. You just denying it. At this point, you denying it. Because you just sit here and, excuse me, you just sit here and heard Lucky said, you just sit here and heard me read it. You just sit here and listen to Lucky read it to you again. You did all of that. For what reason are we continuing reading the same information over and over to you? Go see when the site was located. Don't take my word. Go see where the site was located. Go see. When did they start messing with Shumlaka? We told y'all last. Y'all don't listen. You don't listen well at all. At all. Like, bro, like, I don't know what to tell you beyond that point. I got the link right there. We can have a discussion. We can do this like G's. Yeah, I know they just read headlines. It make no absolute sense. They said they never seen it before. Who said they never seen it before? It was a shock to see it in somebody in America, bro. That's the shock to see it. They didn't know how to explain it. For quite some time, way before Albert Perry was discovered, they was running around here telling us about ghost DNA. They kept saying it, ghost DNA. They didn't even assign it. They called it ghost DNA. That's why I brought up Morocco. I brought up the archaic human discovered and found in Morocco, because that was significant to understanding the ghost DNA. Because that took us up out of East Africa and then put us over here in West Africa, Northwest Africa, trying to understand this archaic human at that particular moment. All the while, that's got something to do with a whole nother situation. He clearly showed you this. Mr. Health said, once again, bro, I said, a lot of them suffer from cognitive dissonance, meaning they're in denial of things that is put before them because it goes against what they decided to buy into and believe. Baby Ghost said American Indians are the oldest people in the world. Baby Ghost, you try. Baby Ghost crazy. Nature study. First ancient DNA from West Africa illuminates deep human past. Africa is the homeland of our species and harbors greater human genetic diversity than any other part of the planet. Studies of ancient DNA from African archaeological sites can shed important light on the deep origins of humankind. The research team sequenced DNA from 4 children buried 8 to 3,000 years ago in Shumlaka in Cameroon, a site excavated by a Belgian and Cameroonian team 30 years ago. Ladies and gentlemen, the article is from 2020. Subtract 2020 from 30 years ago, bro. What you gonna get? What you gonna get? 1990. They ain't even got Albert Perry DNA yet. 30 years ago, they was at this site. The finding ancient West African foragers in context of African populations, published in January 22 in Nature, represents the first ancient DNA of West to Central Africa and some of the oldest DNA recovered from an African tropical context. They enable new understanding of the deep ancestral relationships among early Homo sapiens in sub-Saharan Africa. This study was a product of a collaboration among geneticists, archaeologists, biologists, anthropologists, museum curators based in North America, Europe, Royal Museum of Africa, St. Louis University's in Madrid campus, Cameroon, and China. Then it goes, what you want to do, bro? How you want to do it? What you want to do? How you want to do it? Right here. We right there. We right here in the same article. We just read it to you over and over. So we know that they went back 30 years on the site. Ain't nobody got Albert Perry DNA at this time. No, nobody. But they got the DNA right here from a site dated back 8,000 years, 8 to 3,000 years. Published in this article. People be acting like niggas don't even be having to work. We having to work. So all that time they were sitting on it. And it's all good, bro. This is how science work. They ain't rocking with you. You mad. Look at that. What it say right there? B A00 B2B. Come on, man. Get out your feelings and get you some money on. Show A00 in this article. Why? I just did. Why is you asking me to show you A00 in the article? It's right there on the goddamn screen, you dumbass nigga. Why? It's right there on the screen. I don't need to show you shit. What are you stuck at? I just showed you A00. You want to see it again? It's all on the screen. A00, 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 Shun Lanka site, A00. Baby goes, y'all ain't even a thought, bro, in human history, man. Y'all part of that the last people to, you know what I mean, do your thing, bro. We ain't talking about that. A00, Y Hablo, Mbo and Bangwa. They already got it right here, bro. Show me A00 in this article. Come on, man. Is you not listening, bro? Not listening. Like I said, the link is pinned It's at the top of the screen. Hit the link, prove it wrong. You can't get to the top of the screen. In case you can't get to the top of the screen. In case you need some help reading. You know what I'm saying? You can reach out to me, not a coincidence, or Lucky or YK for you to help you out. Because the people in the chat, they gonna cuss you out. We won't have no information from nobody, man. I don't duck nothing. If you have a comprehension problem, we'd be glad to help you with that. Yeah, so it is what it is. Go on run. Go on run, original one. You ain't gonna do nothing. Midwest said, I agree with Baby Ghost. Y'all supposed to stick together. You know what I'm saying? Fuck that shit. Everybody else doing it. Y'all might as well do that shit too. Shit. Y'all might well be like y'all been here, you know what I mean, 100,000 years. Y'all might well pop y'all shit. That's what I do. They making up shit. The ABO's making up shit, man. Y'all might well troll back. Straight up. If I'm y'all, that's what I do. Shit. Them uneducated motherfuckers ain't got nothing. Here we go. Hold on. Before I let you up, hold on. Because we need to deal with you, absolutely. You've been lying, absolutely. We got something we want to talk about with you, absolutely. Hold on. I ain't letting you up yet. Let me see. Hey, what you doing, bro? Shit, never mind. You out of sight. I ain't know if you wanted to deal with absolutely. Yeah, bro. Yeah, she good. That's what's up. Yeah, that's what's up. Nah, I was just checking. You know what I'm saying? I know we want to have that conversation with Absolute Liar. Okay. All right. What's up, Absolute Liar?
Bang, 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 bang. Welcome to the party. Welcome to the party.
Hey, man, we're going to have a conversation. We can't do it today, though. We're going to have to have
You already know. I came for the smoke. You know I came for the smoke.
No,
any day.
Hey, I got you. That's all I'm going to say. I got you. Yeah.
But I do want to jump on this damn AOO shenanigan talk that you on right now, though.
Go ahead. What you got?
Okay, so you know that this whole Hammer theory, this MC Hammer guy, too legit to quit ass dude. This is a place set up to run the out of Africa theory alongside the swab in your cheek to get your DNA. But of course, you know they did not test Albert Perry himself, right?
I just played it for everybody, bro. The whole process of what happened with his late cousin gathering all the sample sizes from family members and shit. She a genealogist, right? And she got everybody DNA together, bro. So that it's irrelevant to all of that. We know how the DNA was found.
No, they didn't. So what did they send in as far as DNA? Did they all swab their cheek, or did they send it in another type of way?
They did DNA testing like we would do DNA testing, bro.
By swabbing our cheek?
They gave the whole family that they had right there So it ain't no, you know what I mean? It ain't no this, that, or the third, bro. It's done.
No, I'm saying what tests were ran? How did they get the sample to run the test?
Same way
It
they do
wasn't a
it.
DNA swab.
Do they spit?
No, it wasn't. That's what That's what I'm
It
starting off
is,
by
bro.
saying.
It
It wasn't.
was. How
The
they do it?
initial
How they
test
do it?
was.
Absolute. Now hold on. Initial test. Oh, you finna give us some groundbreaking information. Go ahead. Where the source at for the initial test?
Well,
Do you
you
know
know
which
that.
company? Do you know what company that the lady used?
It was DNA family tree.
And how do they test?
Well, they initially test her with the swab, remember? But to get the Y chromosome, the male has to do more. You can't just send in the swab to get the Y
You
chromosome,
can't
right? You
use
know
her.
that, right?
You only gonna get X from a female. Everybody know that you only gonna get X from the female. The Y's pass through from the males, so we all know that they needed more. They got collection and samples from everybody. She turned in more than just a DNA test. It was a lot of samples from genealogical work that she was doing. That's how we get the Y because of a son, a grandson. I mean grandson.
So can we stop right there for a second? So you are also admitting that it's not just a cheek swab test that needed to be
I know,
ran,
I
right?
know, I know.
Okay.
They did a regular DNA test. The
Which
way
is what
my heritage family likes you to take the DNA test. If you go buy a kit, they're gonna tell you what to do.
no, but we just talking about DNA family tree, right?
Yo, pull up. You know what? I'm gonna do it for you.
Yeah, I ain't even on my
Go
computer.
ahead.
I
Yeah,
was listening in though.
I got you. Hold on. Let's pull it up and talk about it.
Right. Ain't nothing wrong with talking about it.
Yeah, no, at all. Because you might be trying to say something, and I ain't gonna go for what you're trying to say.
Well, I just want to make sure everybody knows that this is not a regular swab your
Yes, it
cheek and
is.
send it in type test.
What do you mean, bro?
No,
How
let's
you
look it
think?
up
What you think they
together.
did? What you think they did? Get their hair?
No, let's look up how you get the Y chromosome test
What you
and what
mean?
tests are ran behind a Y chromosome
No,
test. This is not an
bro.
autosomal DNA test at this point. You know that, right?
Bro, do you not? Do you? Okay, hold on. Shit,
We're doing
I
a
got.
Y chromosome test at this point. It's not dealing with the autosomal swab your cheek test.
How do you know what it's dealing with or not dealing with, bro? Who is determining that? Why? Okay, I'm about to say, what the fuck? It ain't going to the. Hey, your shit fucking up, bro. Well, my shit
Mine?
fucking up. Hold up.
Are you all good? Take your time.
I hear you now. Hold on. Yeah, pause. Can you see the screen?
Yeah. It looks like a bunch of ribbons on the screen right now.
Right.
Well, it looks like okay, family ancestry is what you're looking at.
Yeah. Family tree DNA. You see it?
Yeah, absolutely.
For genetic males. So they ain't even damn they I don't even know why they do. I would never do this. I wouldn't do this one at all. But anyway. Trace your direct paternal lines, access Y DNA discovery reports, further yada 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 yada, connect your lineages, explore tests. Well, let's go to this one because you learn more. Nah, we can do this one. A test for the genetic males Y is used to answer these questions. Why DNA is passed down from father to son. Genetic testing, yada, 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 goes down and yada, 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 yada. We got that. What y'all think y'all got to do with this kit right here? Absolute. Go ahead and say what you got to say before I scroll down next. No, I'm saying. So what you saying that they test? Absolute. How is this test? What do they do for this test?
To get the actual Y chromosome test done, you need to actually give blood or actually go into a facility. That's how a paternal test is actually done to trace things backwards.
We're not doing a paternity test. She didn't do a paternity test.
This is what I know. So in order to trace something back 8,000 years, you would need blood. Where are they getting DNA from?
She wasn't tracing anything 8,000 years ago. You're confusing studies. We're talking Albert Perry.
Okay, keep going to. Okay.
We're talking Albert Perry, bro.
We're really not talking Albert Perry.
No, we're talking Albert Perry, bro.
But we're really not talking Albert Perry. We're talking about the actual living relatives.
Okay. Are they related to Albert Perry?
According to the readings, yes, they are related to Albert Perry.
Okay, so we're talking Albert Perry's descendants.
Well, we're talking about the descendants themselves because we haven't dug up Albert Perry to figure out what the hell he had in him.
The people that descend from Albert Perry, which we know Albert Perry existed because his name is also on a census. His name is also on another whole document. We're familiar with everything. We're cool to go with that. We got a DNA testing from this testing company that they took. It wasn't a blood test. It was spit. They know the blood relatives. They know who Albert Perry's children are.
So these tests
when they
were
got
taken
this
from
data and all of this stuff. Go ahead.
Okay, so they've taken spit from a live being, correct? To analyze the DNA. Now, again, they're taking spit only. So you can only trace that to people that are alive and nearby.
Yes.
You, right?
Yep.
Okay, so that's how they found.
Time out. Hold on. So I don't want nobody to get confused. Albert Perry is deceased. The cousin is a genealogist, and she collects samples from all the family members. So not only are they doing the genealogy, they were also doing the DNA because you need to do your DNA and your genealogy to match everything up. One is going to support the other. In doing this testing company finds her relative male with this uniqueness of something that they hadn't seen in America. It was unfamiliar to them in America. This sets off a runway of information. Now, when you brought up 8,000 years ago, we're talking about DNA that was extracted.
Now, do you know what made it seem so unpeculiar? They've never seen it before. What made it so unique?
In America. In America.
No, but what makes it unique?
In America, because it's a Y chromosome that goes back. It's ancient. It has to do with archaic humans and human admixture.
No, it has something to do with the out of Africa theory and people actually coming from primates.
Way before this, the out of Africa settled by the time we getting DNA tests from these people. We ain't even on out of Africa, bro.
Well, you was trying to
Do you
say
not
what
know
is
how
set
many samples
upon
of
the
DNA that
foundation of
from people?
AOO.
Do you know how many samples of DNA that they've done for people in South Carolina alone and all over the United States? That if A00 origins was in America, they would have already uncovered it and had no problem saying that A00 is in America. It just rewrote and broke history. You know they don't have that. They
Sir,
already go ahead.
what is
Hold on,
phylogenetics?
you've been drinking, bro.
Wait, what is phylogenetics?
You've been drinking.
What is phylogenetics?
You talking about a phylogenetic tree. Hold on, you on somebody's site and you asking all these goddamn questions. Tell them motherfuckers to come over here and ask the question.
Wait a minute. What is phylogenetics? What is the root of phylogenetics? What's the basis? What's the
You ain't
foundation
even
of
saying it right.
phylogenetics?
You ain't even saying it right. So that's how I know somebody asking you to ask me some shit because we talking about a whole nother topic and then you just switched it up.
No, it's the same topic.
No, go get your teacher and bring your teacher over here with you.
I am on my cell phone, sir, and it's kind of cold out here. Listen, calm
Go
down.
get your teacher and bring your teacher over here and let us converse with your teacher.
Sir, I'm on my back porch talking to you on the phone right now. Literally, I ain't looking at anything. I just want to get to the point I'm trying to make.
That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying you don't have no point. There's no point for you to get to because you didn't fuck yourself up. Because you started.
So what is a phylogenetic tree? In biology, what is the foundation of phylogenetics?
Why does that matter? Why does that matter? You need to understand that they got spit from these people. Do you understand that? Do you agree that they got the spit from these people?
Now, in the system, were these people already labeled as AOO in the system in Africa prior to
what people?
Albert Perry's DNA being
what
found?
What people are you referring to?
The Shamlanka
what people
crew.
Are you referring to?
The Shamlanka crew.
Why does that matter? It was explained in the debate by Lucky.
No, I'm just saying, was it already labeled AOO prior to Albert Perry?
You didn't listen to none of the stuff that was said during the debate, nor did you listen to someone tell you what happened with even the naming of anything.
I did just listen to everything. That's why I waited to click on your panel.
Absolutely. You've been drinking, bro. I can hear.
Check it out, bro. What is evolutionary biology? What is evolutionary biology? Is that not the foundation of phylogenetics?
You don't know what evolutionary biology is?
Yeah, that's also saying that actual humans came from fucking primates and they made it with these primates to get the natural human, right?
That's not what that says. That's not what that says. You're a primate.
So wait a minute.
You're a primate.
Wait a minute. I'm not a primate.
Yes, you are.
I'm not a primate. I'm none of that shit on the evolutionary tree.
You're a great ape.
That's what this study is all about. When this guy is trying to take
You're
to Cameroon and to
you
all
are
of these
a
African
great
spots.
ape, man.
Are you as well?
Yes, we all are.
Now explain to me how we're a great ape.
Okay, so I need you to. You know what? I'm not going to go backwards. I'm going forwards. Absolutely.
No, it's a real shit. We're talking phylogenetic trees. We're talking protein and amino acids being transferred into mutation to get us from a monkey to a human,
absolutely,
right?
No. We ain't no motherfucking monkeys. That's the whole other problem that y'all got.
Well, a primate.
You're a primate. Show me where you're not a primate.
Well, according to my studies, the protein amino acids don't mutate that quick in order to go from a Neanderthal to a being like I am.
We ain't Neanderthals either, bro. We ain't got nothing to do with. We got maybe 1 or 2% of Neanderthal in us.
We don't. You got Neanderthal and you I don't.
Oh, you do. We all do.
We don't, bro. You can't put that
No,
on everyone.
bro,
See,
we
that's that
all
Pan
do.
African
I know he drunk, bro.
mindset.
That's why I'm like, why he all over the goddamn place? Absolutely,
No, we're talking about phylogenetic tree because that's the
bro.
basis
You
of this
know,
whole
you
AOO
start.
movement,
No,
right?
that's not what you. No, that's not what happened when you came on the panel. The first thing you said was, "Do you know how they got Albert Perry's DNA?" And I said, "Yeah, they took DNA tests." You start saying, "What kind of DNA test?" You said they had to get the blood because you was trying to be uniquely incorrect in your analogy,
No,
but
the
you was trying to
actual
sound
nephew, the actual grandson did
smart and
actually go
intelligent,
into
but
the building.
you
No,
wasn't.
the grandson went
Talking
into
about
the
the only
building
way
and
they
took
could do
more tests, bro.
that is if they got the blood samples and yada yada. No, you're wrong.
No, no. One of the relatives went into DNA family tree and actually took more tests. So you're wrong.
Yo, bro, the lady did DNA test on all the kids, bro. Where does it say that the grandson went back into there and got blood tests done? Where is that at?
Why don't you look it up? Just type in which relatives went
Where?
into
No,
DNA
which
family tree to
relative?
run more
Which
tests.
relative? Which relative? Was it the
I just
grandson
said
or was it
grandson. It was the
someone else?
grandson. It was the
Which
grandson. It was the
relatives and
great
when did they do
grandson, not
that?
the grandson, the great grandson.
The DNA was not labeled something else. No one's talking about it. What are you? Hold on, absolute, because you're the stupid ass. Absolutely. Hold on one moment. I need to deal with something real quick, okay? Let me deal with it. So, original one. Apparently, you don't even know what you're talking about, okay? So, we're going to help. Well, never mind. Somebody else already said it in the chat. Original one. Pulled up the article already, right? Showed you already. We went through this with the breakdown already. Even played a video on how they got the goddamn samples and what the scientists was saying and who was all a part of the research, etc. It's not limited to. The problem is comprehension at this point because I got brother absolutely on the panel and he was trying to say a whole nother assessment was done as it pertains to Albert Perry, unaware that the family member had already collected the DNA. I went back earlier in the show, and I know Absolute wasn't around at the time. You know, he was getting right, watching football, probably eating a little Sunday dinner, probably, you know what I mean, getting his mind clear. And then he came in after the fact and missed the whole conversation about Albert Perry's descendants, which produced the results. That was surprising to geneticists. That was the first article that I read out of the conversation. So that answer that goes back and brings absolutely into the fold because he was saying certain things, and I'm trying to tell him, like, nah, bro, they just did a regular ass test, bro.
What other
How
tests did
simply
Michael Hammer
over the
run on
counter
other ethnic
did, well,
groups?
not really over the counter, but how significant
What,
it was for all of that. And then people are just trying to make it something that is not. That's what's
what
coming.
other tests did Michael
Yeah, I'm
Hammer
about to
run
say,
on other
God damn,
ethnic
you almost
groups?
called the shit out of him.
Yo, my God.
What does it matter about what Michael Hammer did on anyone else? It doesn't matter, bro.
It does matter
We
because
got the
he's running
studies
a
from
play.
Michael Hammer.
He's running a play, and you know that this is a play.
What you mean?
Now,
What
what other
tests?
tests did he run on other ethnic groups that found out to
What you
be
mean?
a farce also?
What other? Who's running a play?
Hello?
Absolutely crazy.
Your mic is going in and out, though, bro.
Yeah, hold on 1 second. Can y'all hear me in the chat? Can y'all hear me in the chat? Do I sound okay? I'm trying to see if my audio good. All right, says I'm lagging bad. Hold on, absolutely. I'm finna add you right back. Hold on. Give me 1 second, y'all. Let me go to commercial break real quick and we come back. We come back to this.
How the fuck y'all find an African in my fucking family,
He
but y'all
died
ain't
by
find
his
y'all?
own genealogy.
Shut the fuck up. That don't make sense, for one. Listen, y'all don't know what y'all
I
did.
don't feel like you standing on business.
Y'all lied on me, because y'all don't even know if that's me. And if y'all can trace that shit back to it's me, it's only 2 people in YouTube that got my information.
Yeah, he died by his own genealogy. You ain't an Indian, you ain't got a lot of me. Half of this track, best believe you lose a lot of sleep. Probably because you made it up to us honestly. You ain't a Cherokee, nope. You ain't a Chickasaw, nope. You ain't a Blackfoot, nope. Nigga, get lost. You just a fool with low comprehension. So I gotta come through with the henchmen. NAC, Sean P, Shy Son, Lucky. Don't forget Jay, got no time to play. Caught an ABO slipping with his genealogy. Now he's a con and I ain't talking about a singer. I'm coming for the top ABO leader. He ain't a teacher, he's a preacher. He can't keep up, so we leave him. Yeah, he died by his own genealogy. You ain't an Indian, you ain't got a lot of me. Half of the track, best believe you lose a lot of sleep. Probably because you made it up to us possibly. You ain't a Cherokee, no. You ain't a Chickasaw, no. You ain't a Blackfoot. Nigga, get lost. You just a fool with low comprehension. So I gotta come through with the henchmen. NAC, Sean P, Shy Son, Lucky. Don't forget Jay, got no time to play. Caught an ABO slipping off his genealogy. Now he's a con. OTK. TKO. Now he's a con. OTK. You died. TKO. By your own genealogy.
I don't even know what's going on with this dude, man. Where you go, absolutely? How I sound out there? How I sound out there to all the good people? I sound. I sound. Is the echo gone? Is the echo gone? Put a 1 in the chat if the echo is gone. Put a 2 in the chat if it's still popping up. You know what I'm saying? It should be gone by now, though, Ramon. Let me know if I'm still on the echo. Let me know if I'm still echoing, bro. Okay, cool. All right, so yeah, absolutely was drunk. I mean, we just went through the whole spiel about Albert Perry family, you know what I mean? The whole spiel, bro. Like, It don't even make no sense. It don't make no sense at all. So let me do this. Cause it's the same shit. Just a different day. Same shit, just a different day. Shumlager rock shelter, Cameroon location, pinpointed by linguistics and other proper cradle Bantu languages, has yielded the DNA of previously unheard of population of hunter-gatherers. Although the rock shelter was originally excavated in the 80s and 90s, a truly collaborative new study published in Nature upends our understanding of African lineages. Period. Just right there in the whole sake alone. The DNA of 4 children buried 8 to 3,000 years ago that was sequenced in the study tells a different story. According to the whole genome analysis, the children's ancestry is closer to Central African hunter-gatherers. I don't understand. We got everything pointing us to Africa. We do. We don't have to go crazy. We don't have to just keep it simple, right? Just keep it simple, and we just want to deal with it how we want to deal with it, and just leave it like that, you know. Absolutely was trying to touch on out of Africa and all this other stuff that's irrelevant to the subject matter because it has no merit. It has no merit in this discussion at all. The out of Africa, like I said, is settled. We ain't even dealing with that. We on the ABO period. Then he brought up phylogenetic tree. And then he brought up, you know what I mean? He started just, brother Absolute is all over the place. Just no cap you down. He's all over the place. And all of that shit he was talking about. He definitely was all over the place. Can't none of them get around the fact that A00 was in Africa. Sorry. Sorry, not sorry. Sorry, not sorry. Let me pull up the A00, what they call it, research group. The research project. I'm gonna put it back on the screen. See, original one is stuck. He keeps saying, how far does ABO period DNA go back? It don't matter how far it go back. What is the conversation is about the origins. As an African American male with ancestral roots in both South Carolina, where Y DNA haplogroup A00 was first discovered, in Cameroon, including 2 genetic relatives of the Douala, as well as my largest ancestry DNA ethnicity admixture component assigned to Cameroon, up to 40%. I'm proud to support change in research. They're telling you right here, in a research project. It all started in 2008 when Jacqueline Johnson, an African-American genealogist, tested various family members for her Johnson Family Genealogy Project. Johnson submitted DNA samples of a few male cousins to Family Tree DNA, which is what I just showed y'all on the screen. We ain't got to play no games. We ain't got to look crazy. Hold up. You feel me? You feel me? We ain't got to look crazy. So we do what we do based on what we do when we do how we do it. That's the gist of it. This is what I was explaining to Absolutely. But you know, he off that, you know what I mean, that hen. He'd have had him something to drink real good. He's sipping on his nightcap. He out back. He said he was in his backyard in the cold, so he must be getting one in. He must be toking it up. He must be toky. You know what I'm saying? So I ain't got no real on it. Hold up, y'all. I'm trying to get something real quick. I don't know what neck at, man. You know what I'm saying? He said he'd be listening in, driving home. He'll probably do a show. You know what I mean? I'm waiting till he do his show. Absolutely gonna run though. Yo, Lee, you gonna run? I'm not gonna work tomorrow. But this is where the study all start, ladies and gentlemen. Jacqueline Johnson is significant in this whole thing because what she does. You heard Absolutely saying all that ridiculous ass shit. And I knew he was kind of intoxicated, so that's why I ain't fade him. I ain't fade him the regular way. You know what I mean? I ain't want to bust him up. But I was just trying to keep it simple. But this is it right here. I ain't got to go no further than right here. This is the whole story right here. How did you get the DNA? What kind of DNA test they took? He was trying to sit here and say some old remix ass shit. And that's why I kept saying, like, he talking to somebody else. He must be on a whole nother show because what he did, he wasn't lining up to some real shit. You know what I'm saying? Like it's supposed to be lining up, man. Like the guy dealing with other people. And he got these people in his ears, they trying to ask him all this shit, and they trying to get a ha-ha moment, or they trying to see how much a nigga know and all that, or they trying to find some type of fault or whatever the case may be. Because that's what they do. So you got to be careful when you're talking to them, because they trying to Boy, them boys, boy. Hold on, y'all. I'm still. But yeah, on the screen. So ain't no arguing. So according to genetic analysis of Bonnie Schrock, after the 12 marker results from the test received 2008, Johnson's unidentified male cousin had no matches in the database. In their database, he had no matches. You know why he had no matches? Because it was their database. So the sample sat there untouched until 2011. I want y'all to understand that. They sat on it 3 years. When Shrek became the administrator of the Y-DNA A haplogroup project at Family Tree, this was a whole all that right there. At the same time, the landmark paper of Cruciani etc., had just made momentous rearrangement of the Y chromosome phylogenetic tree's root zone. The root zone, like root words, the root zone. So there was a lot of curiosity among us where we were working on the tree through ISOGG and the project administrators of the DNA forums as to what more we could learn, said Shrek. You know what I'm saying? They saying all of this right here for a reason, bro. Like what's wrong with you, bro? If all this for a reason, what's wrong with you? Right? So look, Shrek says there's a considerable number of members of Y DNA haplogroups such as A1A, A3B2 in a recent project. It's all Shrek. And a few whose haplotypes were not easily to classify. Excuse me. Johnson unidentified male cousin who had recently upgraded to Y37 markers was one of those members. So what are we talking about? What are we talking about? We ain't got to go no further. This it. So we know it was family tree DNA is how they got the test. Family tree DNA is how they got the sample. So I don't understand what the problem is with these folks. What the problem is, homie. What the problem is. Don't understand it. So we know all of this, right? We understand all of this. But here we are having a conversation with people who are illustrating their ignorance. Hold on. Hit the like button. Share this show. Where the ABOs at? They don't want to have that conversation. We talking about the origins of Albert Perry. Mr. Health is killing y'all in the chat. All right. They don't want to go there. Yo, Nat, you still listening, bro? Okay, I got you. You driving though, so I ain't too much trying to mess with you. You driving. I ain't know if you wanted to hop on or not. If your old lady let you. You know what I'm saying? I ain't want to, I don't want to get you in trouble. All right, no worries, no sweat. Yo, absolutely is back, and he don't understand. Phylogenetic trees are visual models of Darwin Darwinian evolution. No, bro. No. Showing how species are related through common ancestry. Bro, just stop. You fucking it up, bro. You could have just pulled a wiki, bro, and just got you. You talking about you doing too much because you don't understand it. You could have just pulled a wiki, bro. Got you a little general, little basic, little understanding. A phylogenetic tree is a graphical representation which shows the evolutionary history between a set of species or taxa during a specific time. If you go right here to this source, it'll take you to find the structure in the phylogeny search space, or even more, this one, if you can get access, but you probably can't. In other words, it is a branching diagram or a tree showing the evolutionary relationship among various biological species or other entities based upon similarities and differences in their physical or genetic characteristics. In evolutionary biology, all life on Earth is theoretically part of a single phylogenetic tree, indicating common ancestry. Phylogenetics is a study of phylogenetic trees. The main challenge is to find a phylogenetic tree representing optimal evolutionary ancestry between a set of species or a taxon. Let me show you that. Let me give you an example of it first. Hold on, pull this shit up. Let me pull this up. This is what you want to do, right? You want to deal with the you want to mix and match shit. And that's why I try to slow you down, because I think I know where you're going, but then you don't know where you're going. You just start drunk. So you just start saying some shit. Let me see if I can pull up the right example, the right one. This is what you wanna get into this, right? Nah, that ain't the right one. I don't even like that one. Let me pull it up right here. Is it right here? I like this. This is better for my. It's better for my. You want to deal with shit like this, right? The taxonomic hierarchy. Is that what you want to deal with? Because you think you ain't a grade 8? You think you ain't a grade 8? Let me see what you're saying. It's a delay. Hold on 1 second. Let's go to no. Do I want to go to Copilot? Nah, I'm gonna pull it up another way. I want to go to Wiki. Nope. I don't want to go to Wiki either. The Great Apes list, all 5 types explained. The family, Hominidae, commonly known as great apes, represents a small exclusive group of highly intelligent primates. You ain't highly intelligent? You ain't highly intelligent? The 4 types of non-human great apes. Orangutans are great apes. You know what I'm saying? Gorillas, chimpanzees, bonobos, graded ABD. The human connections. Humans, scientifically classified as Homo sapiens, are indeed the 5th type of great ape. This classification is based on extensive genetic evidence and shared evolutionary ancestries. Genetic studies reveal that humans share approximately 98 to 99% of their DNA with chimpanzees and bonobos. This close genetic proximity underscores a deep evolutionary connection. How great apes differ from other primates. Because you got a problem with the word primate. I said you're a great ape, bro. You ain't highly intelligent. You ain't that, bro? You want to argue everything science with no science. Look at him in the chat going fucking crazy. Look at him in the chat. He having a, man, calm down, bro. You typing too goddamn much. Primates evolved from earlier non-primate mammals, specifically small nocturnal insect-eating creatures around. Listen, you a great ape. How is you not? Humans are great apes. You keep confusing a primate and a great ape, bro. I mean, you keep confusing it. How great apes differ from other primates. You got a problem with other primates, bro. It's like, it's a personal problem. Get over it. You got the same shit motherfucking other primates got. Fingers and toes, brain, 2 eyes, nose, lips, teeth. You got your paws, front. You know what I mean? You can pop a squat in the rear, paws. You know what I'm saying? But you highly intelligent, bruh. You fail science. Hey man, I know that's your 678 number 2. You try to act like you ain't know that was me kicking you up, bruh. Hold up. That boy say he ain't no grade 8. Do you know what a primate is? Do you know what a primate is? Since you got a problem with primates, you need to go far back, bro. You can't even, you know what I mean? Look where you done took me. I was talking about Albert Perry, ABO, And you got me over here talking about some shit you don't even understand or have a basic understanding of. You know what I'm saying? You don't know nothing about the taxonomical tree, the phylogenetic tree. You know any of that, bro, because you too caught up in the wrong shit, and you just got me trying to chase you. I'm not finna chase you, bro. You ain't got no. Who is you? You ain't got no information. Yes, sir. All life comes from a single origin, bro. Bacteria. We evolve. Why is you sitting over here scared of that real science, man? What you scared of, man? Humans are all three. Look, didn't he agree? This nigga so drunk he agreed. Humans are all three: primate apes and specifically great apes, according to genetics. You is a primate. You just said humans are all three. Yo, absolute, bro. You didn't get drunk and you didn't, man. Put the bottle down, my nigga. Put the bottle down, bro. You can't even explain how you become to be a Homo sapien. I guess you don't like that either. You ain't a Homo sapien. You ain't Homo sapien sapien. Let me see. I'm waiting. I'm delayed. I want to see what you say. What you mean? Are you not agreeing that's evolution? You got a problem with evolution, bro? You got a problem with it at a macro or micro level? Where's your problem at? Cause you think that you ain't human. Is you a Homo sapien sapien, bro? Hey, you done pissed Mr. Health off. He just gave up on you. He just gave up on you. Nah, they don't. They making us go backwards, bro. And that's the bad part about it is that hold on, let me see. I am a being. What? Look what he say, y'all. This for everybody else. Leave my paraclade alone. Ramel, what's up? Was that Fortune? Is that 93 in the chat? Look, he says, am a being, an electromagnetic being with an electromagnetic realm. Bro, shut that shit up. Absolutely. Why was you showing black people instead of Indians the other day? I figured that was you, 93, by that profile picture. You changed the name, nigga. $300. $3,300. 4,300, 4,300, 4,700, 5,000, 55, 85, 85, 10, 5. Look at them in the chat, man. Slowing them up. That's why I'm sitting here. I'm trying to I'm trying to really understand what absolutely, what he's trying to get at. '93 said Pierre had an ancient Cameroonian ancestor that got swept up in the slave trade. Facts. Damn, y'all trying to draft A when most of y'all E3A or R. Leave us foragers out of y'all delusion. Nah, I don't teach Darwinism. What is Darwinism? I don't teach Darwinism. What is that? We deal with facts, bro. We don't duck no smoke. We deal with facts. You teach pseudoscience. You teach pseudoscience, bro. Straight up. You can't even prove nothing. You can't prove nothing absolute. You in the chat talking about Darwinism, bro. Darwinism is the theory of biological evolution, primarily driven by natural selection. Natural selection is real. You ain't even read. I can tell when you Googling. Hey, I can tell if I ask you a question, I can tell when you go to Google. Boy, you be Chat GPT, Google responding like a motherfucker. What happened at Absolute Leader Albert Perry supposedly being in India? What happened to that? How you move to now somebody supposedly teaching Darwinism? Hey man, cause he all over the place, bro. You know and I know, bro. You know and I know what's up with him, man. He ain't got no information, Mr. Help. He ain't got none. Now you don't believe in the science, but because you lost something. Hey, yep. Yeah, boy, that's crazy. That boy crazy, man. What can you do? What can you do, bro? What can you do with crazy? Boy, that's crazy, man. It's all good. We gonna make it happen. You know what I'm saying? We gonna make it happen. Hit the link 93. Hit the link 93. put it back in the chat. I mean, it's pinned, but you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna put it back in the chat. I don't think they understanding what you saying on 93 because you talking over a couple people heads. Not everybody, but a couple people. Man, I got my stomach growling now. Now you talking about social Darwinism, man. Just
What's
tell
up,
me you
bro?
don't know what the hell you talking about, bro, without telling me.
Yeah,
What
what's
up,
good? You can
93?
hear me? What's up?
I can't hear you, bro.
You can't hear me? Damn. Hold on, hold on. What about now?
Oh, there you go. I can hear you now. My bad.
Yeah, yeah. No, I'm just jumping in because I'm like, man, I talked to a couple science cats. They say the ABO's been doing this for years, though. They say Ali Muhammad, all of them been trying this for
Yeah.
years. But
Yeah, Ali done got on that bullshit.
so they trying to claim haplogroup A, which is largely restricted to Africa.
Yeah, but they don't believe in DNA.
What the hell? So let me get this straight. So then, how they know anybody's haplogroup A? What's the thing about Perry?
Don't
Like,
know, bro. I don't get it, bro.
oh man, Abtards, man. Anybody use that name yet? I think I created that. Abtards.
Nah, I think you created it, bro.
The Abtards, man. This is crazy. For any of the Abtards listening, I just don't understand how claiming a paradigm where you got your ass whooped on your own land and brainwashed is worse than being a kidnapped victim of this transatlantic slave trade. Like I'm gonna be honest, if y'all lost the way y'all claim y'all lost, I don't think white boys should give y'all no reparation. You lost like that. That don't make no damn sense. But nah, man, that Perry stuff is nonsense. It made me want to vomit when I heard that debate with the brother and the sister. How they were just trying to pervert science to be the oldest people in America. That is so
Yeah.
embarrassing to be the original people thousands of millions of years, and then the white boy come over here and put you in submission. That is a much more embarrassing reality. I do not want that for black people. That's a shame. Y'all should be ashamed of yourself.
I don't think they understand the logistics of that. I don't think they comprehend it at all. I ain't just keep it real.
And you're subhuman because they can come over here and lie to you about a slave trade. They put you in Africa and turned around and brought you back. White people ain't doing all that.
Nah.
You think they do think the Portuguese went through all that shit, building ships, going through the Atlantic trade, bringing people to Portugal first, just to go lie and tell them they from like that don't even make no matter of fact. They started getting Africans before they even found America. The first Africans that went in the transatlantic slave trade because the Atlantic Ocean it don't just go one way. They went from Portugal to parts of West Africa, and they brought some of the first Africans in the 1440s. We got primary documents showing that before they so-called discovered this land in 1490. What was it, 92?
Mm-hmm.
Before the expulsion of the Jews had African slaves that they were converting. Like there's a whole history. Like this is just ridiculous. And y'all not gonna get no crumbs. Y'all just so ashamed of Africa. You know, the white man went to Australia, right? He went to Australia. He didn't do that to them, and them people they're not of African descent, but skin color wise, they're blacker than us. They still there with their culture intact. Why they didn't do that to the Australians? They still took over Australia. They parading those people face the fact that they took over their culture, but they gotta lie to you in America. This is just embarrassing, man. Y'all need to listen to Sean. Listen to Sean, man. He trying to help y'all.
I don't want no help, dog.
And they don't want no help.
Mm-mm. They think they got it all figured out, bro.
Albert Perry. That man is a descendant of the slave trade. Why they don't claim? Do they be claiming haplogroup B? Sean.
I ain't seen them do it.
Well, if you trying to claim A, why you don't claim B? B is almost just as old, and then they would have to show B over here too, because if they are gonna deal with genetics at all, they got to explain the phylogenetic tree, how it goes to populating the rest of the world. You got to show B over here. And B is almost exclusively to Africa, except we know we got documented cases of people with B, the pygmies, Otabenga, and they did a African American study in the burial grounds. They found some buried African Americans that had B2, I believe, and yeah, and that was from the 1700s. That was in a slave burial ground. That's like you can like show that the actual study and the material culture show that they were slaves. And that stuff is exclusive to the Congo, mostly in the Congolese. Well, not the Congolese. I'm sorry, the pygmies in the Congo have B. So I don't know. I don't know how to take the ABO serious. But Sean, when I tell you it's a lot of people that believe in that, when I'm like casually talking to people on a movie set, when I'm filming a movie, or when I'm doing anything like these, you know, we the original Americans, right? I had Mexicans telling me this shit. So that show you how even when black people are delusional, we're very influential. Mexicans told me I'm the original person of this land. His people over here trying to get over here. His people indigenous, supposed to be indigenous to southern North America, which is Mexico, and he's ceding that over to me. You hear how stupid that sounds? Ridiculous. Yeah, we cook, man. We cook.
Don't understand it at all, man. And they really think they be on to something. And I'm like, bro, y'all are not really on to nothing, bro. Like, for real. Like, you tripping if you think that you're on to something.
Yeah, man, it's a really sad story because I don't even see what is going to be the result of that. The only people this matters to is other black people. They getting a reaction out of us, but white people don't care about that. You ain't gonna get nothing out of no white people, and you gonna convince white people that they testing don't mean nothing. Because if they tried to help y'all and say, well, maybe you're telling the truth, let's look and see if y'all in either the dolls rolls or some paperwork or y'all got descendancy. Oh no, the white man made that or you made that up. Genetics, that's fake. So how the white boy gonna even help you? He just gonna take your word for it, huh?
Pretty much.
I don't know, black people, man. Y'all just doing this to show out the other black people. Like, we don't have no power. The only power black people got is to influence each other. That's why some of these cults happen, like the Black Jew movement or whatever, the Hebrew Israelites. They got power over each other. They ain't got power nowhere else. Y'all can convince niggas of this so they can get their money to y'all can give y'all money to each other. Y'all not gonna get nothing out of this. This is ridiculous. I think it's ridiculous. I ain't trying to be overly disrespectful, but our people are crazy as hell. Crazy as hell.
Well, you ain't being overly nothing, man. Say what you gotta say.
Yeah, because this is getting into pop culture. You know, you got some of the most influential people buying into this crap. I remember when I went to the Million Man March Part 2, they had it out here. I ain't go to the actual. In 2015 at Mos Miriam out here in Chicago, they brought Robert Kennedy came up here. I don't know how you feel about him. I'm a little kind of iffy about him. He kind of
he sued over there.
Well, you know, the nation had a black woman. Her name was something Feather Angel, some Indian name, running pH balance. No, let me stop. But they came up here and they was entertaining that, and RFK was clapping.
They gonna entertain that regardless, bro. They with all that. They with the anti-vaccine shit.
Yeah, he is. He is with that, man. Yeah. So I don't know, man. Just hold the fort down, y'all. Y'all been doing a good job putting out the information, but I I don't know, Sean. I don't take them very serious. Like, I don't know. How serious do you take them? Because this just don't make no sense to me.
How I want to say I take them. I don't know, bro. I just know they just loud and wrong.
Yeah. But man, we got a lot of misinformation going on. Like, how do y'all keep going without just saying I don't give a damn? Because some days I wake up like, man, I don't even whatever.
It's something new every day, or something
Yeah.
that they keep circulating. So you just kind of deal with them how you deal with them. To be honest, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because I get frustrated when I hear that because I don't see nothing tangible
They ain't got nothing
coming at
tangible.
it. Uh-huh.
They ain't got nothing tangible. They ain't never had
Nothing.
nothing tangible a day in their life, and they ain't gonna have nothing tangible. Bro, they gonna be a whole problem, bro. Regardless, regardless.
Niggas do better actually just claiming to be half white or something. At least that's true. You got a history with white people culturally and genetically. Y'all got a better claim to just trying to be around white folk or something. All of that. Oh, my grandma told me this and that, and grandmas keep secrets, bro. Grandma don't tell you that she might be a descendant of a white man. That's why her hair like that. That's why her nose like that. That's why somebody light skinned in your family.
You heard their
Yeah.
feelings.
I don't know where your boy Aboriginal Powder and all the where them dudes go. What happened to them?
I don't know. I really don't deal with them. They be
Uh,
hiding.
and it was another dude.
You gotta show up. You gotta show up on them. They stay in their corner. You know what I mean? You gotta show up on them.
Echo Chambers. Okay, well, shit, they running there. Chief Woodenjaw, and then there was another dude.
Yeah,
No, his name was Chief Hop.
yeah, that's him.
Oh, I just made that up. It's really a nigga named Chief Woodenjaw.
Nah,
Chief Holiday. That's what his name was. Chief Holiday. And Dane Calloway. He's still out here putting out. He's still putting out stuff, right?
yeah, he's still suit up.
I bet you they
I
get a
don't know.
lot
I
of.
don't know what he's saying. I ain't gonna lie to you. I don't know what he's saying, but I'm sure he's still saying something.
I don't be watching none of these dudes, but I bet you they making a lot of. He probably making good money off that.
I don't know.
Niggas selling feathers and pairs, wristbands and shit. Corn. Having the Aboriginal cookouts and stuff. I got a book from Ali Muhammad. I met Ali Muhammad like twice. I got a book from him. Now I can finally open it up and look and see what he was saying, because he was saying that back then about because they got black colored pictures of the Peruvians and all that. I'm like, dude.
Man, Ali is stupid.
And then he mixed Islam with that. How the hell you get Islam with what the hell?
Mm-hmm.
What the hell? I don't know, man. But yeah, that's pretty much all I got to say. I'm just venting on the ABOs because they so damn frustrating with how they do all these leaps in logic and twist history. I'm like, damn, y'all just like the white man, twisting history, screwing up logic, messing up anthropology, misnaming, miscategorizing people of color. That's white boy stuff.
They don't think it's white boy stuff.
That's exactly what the white man do. I guess niggas be like, well, he can do it, I can do it too. And then they all appeal to these sources from the 1800s. I don't know if you encountered that. I've encountered.
They still doing that. They still using phrenology and you know what I mean, and all them badass articles where they talking about, you know, they trying to say Negro or Negro features. That's why they use it, because they use the word Negro or Negro features.
Right, because when I was talking to the Hebrews, I had a Hebrew tell me it's best to use sources from the 1800s because black people couldn't read, so white people was telling the truth more. I'm like, what? In the 1800s, the most inaccurate century for anthropology, where they were justifying you being subhuman?
Yeah, I don't think they get that.
Yeah, man. Ooh. Hey Sean, sometimes you should, no, I ain't gonna say that on air. But you should be happy that you a little different than certain folks, man. You should be happy that you actually got cognitive abilities. That's the hallmark of a human, you know.
Yeah.
And I don't know, man. I don't know what's wrong with these people, but you just gotta laugh at them, I guess. You gotta just laugh at them. Um, but oh yeah, while I'm on here, let me ask you because I know I've been asking you in the chat. The Tariq El Sudan and the Tariq Al Fatash. So those are forgeries, or those are like
Nah, they exist.
okay. So that
The
are they?
Arabs wrote them, but it's the chronicle the histories during those periods.
Okay.
But then
Yeah.
you got the people that's misrepresenting those chronicles, though. You know what I'm saying? So that becomes a problem.
Well, you know, they all talk about the Zai dynasty and all of that stuff. I know that's off topic, but just briefly, that's the thing. Most of the people in my circle be trying to pull out the Zai dynasty, Yemenis Jews coming into West Africa, and whatever. I don't really have a problem with it, but if it's not what it says it is, then it just ain't accurate.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, no abos want to come on. No abos want to debate.
Nah,
So
they ain't got no information. Them people is man. Them people is not. The people not dealing with this smoke, bro. That's all I'm gonna say, man. They ain't trying to deal with that at all. Because that's
well,
a whole nother situation.
if y'all want to come up with like an elaborate lie to unify black people, y'all got to do a little better than that. Y'all got to do better. Even though a lot of people are entertaining and gravitating towards it, y'all got to do better than that. Than all this leaps in logic now. Like I don't even want to be part. I don't even want to be part of that. At least with the Hebrew thing, they almost like that was a little fun to look at. Oh, the transatlantic slave trade is in the Bible, and then we debunked it. But this stuff y'all saying is crazy. Like I don't want this reality. It's bad enough to have been like lost your culture because somebody kidnapped you and you warred with people, and then we sold people over here and whatever. Y'all talking about being over here, having everything civilized, and then the people who evolved like really later, the R carrying Europeans, Yemnaya descendants, come over here and just they start stepping on y'all like literally. What? I don't want that loser history. That's terrible. At least as Black Americans, so-called African Americans, man, you can argue that we became more influential than any other people from Africa. Not to get in all that war or whatever. I'm just saying from a standpoint of coming from nothing, building yourself up in the best country, in the most successful country, arguably, United States of America. We pulled ourselves up somewhat. Yeah, we got problems, but to be Native Americans nah, man, that sucks. We don't want that, bro. Y'all keep that story. We good. We good. But yeah, man, that's pretty much it, Sean. I'm finna go get me some Indian food. Red dot, not the feather.
All right. I got you. Yeah, I'm gonna sit it down, man. I appreciate you tapping in, bro. I'll catch you later on.
Yes, sir. Mossy Tribe. All day. Peace.
All day. I heard from Brother Fortune 93, man, in the place to be. Make sure y'all like, share, subscribe. We catch y'all on the flip side, man. It's been real. Peace out.
From Africa, but they will be able to tell you about Africa. They wouldn't be vaguely saying they from Africa, brother. Like when a European says I'm from Europe, he doesn't say I'm from Europe. He says, I'm from Germany. I'm from a particular province. I still got people out there, right? You know, when people say hold on. When people say they from Asia, they tell you where about from Asia they from. They tell you their province. They tell you they still got people out there. These people will confirm that they are indeed a part of their heritage. But you niggas was calling y'all African? Oh, mysteriously, you have no contact with the people you say you descend from. So I don't believe you. Bro.
Hating Africa and hating the African, we ended up even hating ourselves without even realizing it. Because you can't hate the roots of a tree and not hate the tree. The roots of a tree and not hate the tree.
You ain't no Indian, please try again. Everybody know you's an African. And Malcolm X said, you can't hate the root without hating the tree. Now take a look at you, you's a wannabe Cherokee. And I told you before, you need some therapy. And why you never show the genealogy? You owe your ancestors an apology. And you know they turning over inside of their graves just because you don't wanna come from a slave. So you gotta take this whip in. I caught another apple slipping. Caught another apple slipping. Caught another apple slipping. Caught another apple. Caught another apple. Caught another apple slipping. Hey, caught another apple slipping. Hey, caught another apple slipping. Hey, caught another apple. Caught another. Let's go. Caught another apple slipping. Caught another apple slipping. Caught another apple slipping. Caught another apple. Caught another apple. Caught another apple slipping. Yo, check this out, man. You wasn't already here, man. Dane Calloway lied to you, man. The research guy lied to you, man. Karimio lied to you, man. Your ancestors come from Africa, whether you like it or not. So no matter what you do, no matter what you say, you will always be an African. You can't deny the facts. You can't deny the evidence. You can't deny the genealogy. You can't deny the DNA. You can't deny it, man. Whether you like it or not, you are African. Call the ABO slipping. That's all we do. That's all we do. Let's go.
Got some dewy-eyed thing that you got a friend. I still ask you to look at that mirror. And if nothing staring back at you is friendly, then you've got no friend.